Hi students, I want to discuss some more components of this lesson, heredity. So what is that? Sex determination in humans. Now, sex will be decided by the chromosomes in most of the cases. In some specific cases, sex will also be decided by some other components, for example the hormones, environment, etc. As per your syllabus, what is sex determination? Now, as a result of fertilization, we have received zygote. The formation of the zygote either into male sex or into female sex. During development is called sex determination. So, sex will be decided at the time of fertilization, not during the formation of gametes or after development. So, it will be decided only after the fertilization process. The end product of fertilization is zygote. It may develop into either male sex or female sex during the process of development, and that process is called sex determination. In most of the cases, what I mentioned earlier, sex will be decided by the chromosomes. If you are taking the chromosomes in the human body, we have already seen the karyotype. There are two types of chromosomes. One, the autosomes, having the genes for body characters. Another one, the sex chromosomes. They have the genes for the determination of sex. Now, we can classify the sex into two types based on the nature of the gametes produced. What are the two different types of sex based on the nature of the gametes produced? One, homogametic sex. This is number one. For example, human female. Human female is an example for homogametic sex. If you are taking the chromosomal constitution of human female, they have 44 autosomes plus 2 similar homomorphic sex chromosomes. Homomorphic means similar morphological chromosomes. Now, during the formation of gametes, now it is equal to 2n. So, what is happening during the formation of gametes, that is gametogenesis? The diploid number of chromosomes is reduced to haploid. By means of meiosis. Now, here represent the chromosomal constitution. What is happening during the formation of gametes? We have 22 autosomes plus 1 X chromosome in each egg. Now this is the egg or ovum. Each one contains 22 autosomes plus 1 X chromosome. This is the formation of gametes in the case of female. See, the diploid number is equal to 46 is reduced to 23 in the gametes. Here you can have 22 autosomes and 1 X chromosomes. Now, if you are just observing the gametes, all the gametes are similar because they have X chromosomes 1. 100% gametes produced by the female sex is similar, as the female produces similar gametes in terms of sex chromosome. Such a sex is called homogametic sex. Homo means similar gametes. So this is one type of sex, a sex that produces similar gametes having X chromosomes only. So all the eggs contain only X chromosomes. Now another one, what is called heterogametic sex. The next one, heterogametic sex, the second type. Heterogametic. The example for that one, human male, heterogametic sex. If we are analyzing the chromosomal constitution, the male has 44 autosomes plus XY. It is equal to 2n. It is equal to 2n. Diploid number. So during the gamete formation, we have two types of gametes being produced. That is the spomes. One sperm with X chromosome, another one with 22 autosomes plus Y chromosome. That means 50% with X and 50% with Y. Not all the gametes are similar. 50% of the gametes possess X chromosomes and 50% of the gametes possess Y chromosomes. Now it is equal to N. These are all the sperms produced. As the gametes produced by the male are dissimilar, analytic, dissimilar, the sex is called heterogametic sex. So human female is an example for homogametic sex and human male is an example for heterogametic sex. Sex that produces similar gametes during the formation of gametes. Sex that produces dissimilar gametes during the formation of gametes. So that's about the types of sex. Now, we have different methods of sex determination seen in the case of animals. If you are taking the animals, there are different methods of sex determination. For example, we have XX, XY method of sex determination. Now the first two referring to what is called the female, this is the method of writing the sex chromosomes. The first two chromosomes written are female, the next two referring to the male. Now if you are taking another one, XXX0 type, this is another type. This is one type, this is another type. We also have what is called Z0, ZZ type. This is another method. We also have ZW, ZZ type. So in all cases, the first two chromosomes referring to the female sex, the next two referring to the male sex. So we'll be talking about the third, second, third and fourth ones in higher classes. Here we have to talk about the first type one. Now in the case of human beings, the type of sex determination is called actually XXXY method. XXXY method. This is the method observed in the case of humans. Now two things I want to tell you. One, sex will be decided at the time of fertilization. This is number one. Another one, sex will be decided only by the heterogametic sex. Sex will be decided only by the heterogametic sex and it will be decided at the time of fertilization. Remember these two facts. Because homogametic sex produces only similar gametes. It doesn't take part in deciding the sex of the individual. Whereas a heterogametic sex, hetero means different, produces two different gametes. So the nature of the sex depends on the nature of the sperm that fertilizes the egg. That's why I say the sex will be decided by the heterogametic sex. And again the sex will be decided at the time of fertilization. I take the representation or the illustration in the case of humans. How is sex determined in humans? Now the female is homogametic and male is heterogametic in humans. I am taking the parents. I am taking the parents. Father, mother. So in the case of father, I mentioned already 44 autosomes plus XY. In the case of mother, we have 44 autosomes plus XX, a homogametic sex. Now what are the gametes produced? Gametes produced by each parent. Now the male parent produces or father produces two different types of sperms. 50% of the sperms have X chromosome and 50% of the sperms have Y chromosome. 50% with X chromosome and 50% with Y chromosome. So these two are the sperms. What we have? The sperms. The sperms. Whereas a female produces only one type of egg. That is what we have each one with the 22 autosomes plus X. 22 autosomes plus X. These are all the eggs produced. These are all the eggs produced. I mentioned already the sex will be decided by the heterogametic sex. The male here is heterogametic. That will decide the nature of the sex. Now, in each pregnancy, there is always 50% chance of having either male or female. By random combination, we'll get the following. Now, if the egg is fertilized by a sperm with X chromosome, we have formed what is called the female offspring. Then, if it is fertilized by the egg or fertilized by the sperm with the Y chromosome, we are getting what is called male. So each sperm has the ability of or actually probability of just fertilizing the egg. Now I am taking this one once again. So 44 autosomes plus XY. Okay, I am taking and this one with this. So we are getting what is called 44 autosomes plus XY. Now these are all the offsprings what we obtain. These are all the offsprings what we obtain. So this is the female and this is the male and this is the male. Okay, so 22Y. Now I am taking this one. So in different way, just actually out of space I am representing it in such a manner. So when the sperm containing the X chromosome fertilizes the egg, it results in the formation of female or daughter. Similarly, when the sperm having Y chromosome fertilizes the egg having X chromosome, it results in the development of male or sons. Now the sperm having the X chromosome is called gynosperm. The sperm having the Y chromosome is called androsperm. As a result of fertilization, then you can see the daughters and sons are produced. That's why I say in each pregnancy there is always 50% chance of having either male or female. That depends on the nature of the sperm that fertilizes the egg. So it is a possibility or probability to which type of actually the sperm that fertilizes the egg. Accordingly, that is the sex will be decided. So mother has no role in determination of sex. Now, the female receives X chromosomes, one from mother and one from father, whereas the male receives X chromosome only from mother and receives Y chromosome from father. So this is a fact you have to just remember that one. Now, I will represent the same sex determination in the form of Punnett square board. What I explained earlier, the method of sex determination in humans, I represent the same in the form of Punnett square board or checkerboard. Here father, heterogametic sex, mother, homogametic sex, and the gametes produced or the sperms produced by father are male, 50% with X chromosome, 50% with Y chromosome. So it is haploid, it is diploid, here 46, here 23. When all the eggs are overproduced by the female or mother could be the same. All contain 22 autosomes and X chromosomes. So the sex of the baby depends on its only chance probability to ask which type of sperm that fertilizes the egg. So sex depends on the nature of the sperm that fertilizes the egg. Here as we have two different types of gametes, now I am representing here in the form of 4 squares in a checkerboard. At the top I represented what we have the female gametes, and in vertical manner I represented what we have the male gametes, the sperm. Now here the sperm fertilizes the egg, here you are getting the daughters, and here the sperm with the Y chromosome fertilizes the egg. Now we have what is called the sons. So I mentioned already each the probability would be 50% daughters and 50% sons. We have to assume in a family there are 4 children Out of the 4 children, 2 will be, that is daughters, and 2 will be sons. That's why I said in each pregnancy there is always 50% chance of having either male or female sex. So that's about what I represent the sex determination in the form of checkerboard.